Day and concludes Monday on Central.
Next on Central tonight, top football action in Central Sports Special.
Power Stick, the new wide stick from Sure, contains a deodorant, which actually responds to changes in body heat. The harder you work, the harder it works. Whatever your day demands. New Sure Power Stick, power protection on demand.
Sport isn't greed.
What is wrong with you? Come on!
Sport isn't arrogance.
Do your job!
Sport isn't big business. Sport isn't fashion. Sport isn't gimmicks. Sport isn't life and death. It's time to get back to what is essential.
What is it we're on?
First night.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
first night.
And it's on, when is it on?
I've forgotten.
It's on Thursday?
On Thursday.
Yes,
on
and what's
Thursday.
on Central?
Now Central Sports Special.
Central Sports Special, in association with Stone's Best Bitter, bringing you the best in sport.
Nottingham Forest were on the march with 6 goals in the first week. Can they outshoot Spurs, sharpened by Jury and led by Lineker? Also tonight, the new Great Dane, unbeaten so far in Manchester United's goal. Can the free-scoring newcomers of Oldham do it again at Old Trafford? And a Central Sports Special exclusive, Brian Clough talks football with Jimmy Greaves. Hello, welcome again to Central Sports Special for another night of top football action specially packaged for Central and HTV West viewers. We'll be featuring 16 games from the busy midweek programme in the First Division and the Rumbelows League Cup, plus the first news of the draw for the second round of the League Cup. It's the round where the big names join the qualifiers from the lower divisions, and how's this for a taster from the draw?
Number 49.
Leicester City.
Number 1.
Will play Arsenal.
Well, the full draw is coming up later. I can promise you there are lots more goodies like that one as well, but let's get on with the action. And first stop tonight's the City Ground, Nottingham. Brian Clough's Forest already among the First Division pacemakers against Spurs in a repeat of last season's FA Cup final. Your match commentator tonight, Alan Parry.
Well, 4 of Forest's Wembley team are missing from tonight's starting lineup. The injured Des Walker, whose own goal, of course, settled the final, and 3 players who've since lost their places in the side, Gary Parker, Lee Glover and Ian Wone. The changes, though, certainly haven't done Forest any harm. They're looking for their 3rd league victory tonight, and it took them as many as 12 games to reach that total last season. Teenage goalkeeper Ian Walker is one of 4 changes from Tottenham's FA Cup lineup. He replaces Erik Torsvedt, who's on international duty with Norway. No Gaza, of course, still recovering from his cup final injury. And the others missing from Spurs' Wembley 11 are Justin Edinburgh and Steve Sedgley. There's a new partner for the prolific Gary Lineker in attack, Gordon Jury, a £2.2 million signing from Chelsea. Tonight's referee is Mr. Vic Callow from Solihull. So it's Tottenham who get the game underway, stunned by their 3-1 home defeat against Chelsea on Saturday, whilst Nottingham Forest were scoring that excellent 4-0 win just across the River Trent against Notts County. An early touch for the 19-year-old Ian Walker, only one previous appearance in goal for Tottenham. That was in a 2-1 defeat at Norwich in April last season. Good kick by him, certainly aimed at Jury. Chettle gets it away for Nottingham Forest, playing, of course, from left to right in the first half in their traditional red shirts. Stewart for Tottenham tried to go round Gary Charles, who's a bit too quick to be beaten that way, and Chettle gets it into the Tottenham half. Brian Clough quoted as saying that he'll resign if the ground sharing scheme with Notts County goes ahead. Nothing against our neighbours, he said, but our home, the City Ground, is our palace. Good return ball from Keane. Gemmell was strong. Sheringham's layoff. Good football again from the Nottingham Forest side here. Lovely interpassing. Jemson on towards Charles, but just a bit too strong. Van den Hauwe concedes the throw. Jemson again. He'll have a go here. And a very good effort it was too. Well saved by the young goalkeeper from Nigel Jemson's shot. 13 goals last season, Nigel Jemson. Always got the confidence to take players on. And that save will do the teenage goalkeeper a power of good. Tyler gets it clear. Allen onto it. Lineker leaves it to Jury. Paul Allen on the right. Pearce across to cover. Samways. Chettle's clearance. Clough. Allen has it back for Spurs and then gives it away to Gemmell. Again, excellent interpassing and a lovely ball into space by Gemmell. Jemson onto it. Clough calling for it short, gets it. Back again from Gemmell. Clough fits deflected and in! Nottingham Forest have taken the lead. Beautiful interpassing football. Nigel Clough's intelligence then made an opening where none had seemed likely. Lovely little return from Scott Gemmell to find him. He curled the ball. It took a deflection, I think, off Stewart and found the corner of the net. But Nottingham Forest football in the build-up here was quite splendid. Look at that lovely layoff from Gemmell. And it was Stewart who deflected it in. Oh, Chettle has missed it. Lineker keeps it in. Jury calling for the cross, and he's picked him out accurately. And away by Charles from his own goal mouth. But it all stemmed from Steve Chettle's failure to cut out the long ball to Gary Lineker. Jury applauding the pullback by his striker colleague. And Chettle relieved it's only a corner. Stewart climbing high, but nobody gets higher than Tyler. Naeem. It's done well here, Naeem. So did Keane. He stuck to his job. Another corner to Tottenham, who are one down. Good back header, and Stewart just denied it by Tyler. And it comes suddenly to Lineker, and well saved by Crossley. Danger hasn't gone yet. It surely has now. Samways prods it back in. Lineker waiting again. Pearce didn't wait for anyone. and Jensen was brought down by Stewart. Well, Gary Lineker showed excellent reflexes in that goalmouth incident, but really no one's reflexes were sharper than Mark Crossley, who got down to save from point-blank range. A layoff from Jempson. And Nottingham Forest did well to keep possession then. Keane finding Crosby. Charles again galloping down the right on the overlap. But he goes all the way, Crosby. The shot was blocked well. And now it's Spurs who counter-attack with pace. Jury. Looking for Naeem, and Charles has done well to get all that way back, but couldn't prevent the corner. Sheer exhaustion, I would have thought. Naeem with the corner. Spurs one down here. Mabbutt climbing high, far post again. Tyler reaches it first. Allen flicking it on Jury. Well, Gordon Jury knows that was an opening. Scored in the 3-2 win at Southampton, and also the winner in the European game in Austria last week, but over the top this time. Here's for Nottingham Forest. They lead 1-0 here. Allen. One back by Chettle, and now Gemmell. Good layoff. Jensen to Pearce. Gemmell finding space well tonight. And a good ball. Sheringham on to Crosby. Well, if that had been on target, it would have been the end of a splendid Nottingham Forest move. As it was, Gary Crosby pulled it well wide of the target. But again, it was lovely into passing by Nottingham Forest. When they flow like this, there aren't many better sides to watch in the land. Well, Paul Allen is coming off for Spurs, obviously injured, and his place has been taken by the Icelandic international Gudni Bergson. Naeem to Lineker, skips around the challenge from Chettle and accelerates forward. This is Jury. Swarms of Red Forest shirts as Samways comes up in support. Good tackle by Tyler. Swung back in by Naeem, much too close to Mark Crossley. Nigel Clough leads the counter-attack. Keane. Oh, he's done well here, Keane. Jempson. Oh, turned across an almost empty goalmouth. One touch would have been enough. Good football again by Forest. Jempson whipped it across. Sheringham had come to meet it on the near post, though. Samways. Howells. Back to Naeem. And now Samways again. This is Lineker. Swung in by Fennick. Chettle gets it clear to Samways. Good save. Jury. Kicked out again by Crossley. And Gemmell concedes the throw. Superb goalkeeping by Mark Crossley. Twice in a matter of seconds he was called upon, and twice he was equal to it. First with that shot from Samways, and then when Jury whipped it back in. And suddenly Lineker has produced a goal from nothing and an equaliser for Tottenham. You can't leave him unmarked in the penalty box. Forest did, and they paid for it. 8 minutes to half-time. Forest congratulating themselves on having survived one assault on their goal. Jury found Lineker, and he doesn't miss them. Gary Lineker has already scored 4 goals now this season, and that one has brought the teams level. Nottingham Forest 1, Tottenham Hotspur 1. Jemson finding Clough. Gemmell again. This is Keane for Forest. Gemmell brought down. Free kick to Nottingham Forest. Mavett isn't happy with the decision. He said, I got the ball. And Samways wouldn't let Forest take the free kick quickly. There's a little bit of an edge creeping into this game now. And another player is going to be cautioned. It's going to be Vinnie Samways. Either for obstructing the taking of the kick or perhaps for something he said to Mr. Callow. 2 Spurs players shown the yellow card. Naeem and now Samways. 6 minutes to half-time. 1 goal each. Clough lifts the kick forward. And a good shot blocked by the Tottenham defence. Gemmell whipped it in, and somehow Tottenham had enough bodies to survive. Clough with an intelligent free kick. It was headed down, and as Gemmell hit it, strangely enough, it was Stewart who blocked it rather more successfully. With the foul on Sheringham. It's not like Gary Mavett, who's one of the more sporting and cleanest players around, but he's being a bit troubled by Sheringham backing into him. Nigel Clough looks for him, but won't find him with that. And Carl Tyler involved in an incident with Stewart as the free kick came in. He reacted angrily. I think the first foul was by Stewart. Carl Tyler then lashed out at him. And I think that was a case of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, frankly. The referee is going to go over and consult the linesman, who had a much better view. And our view of it was this. There was a flick there by Stewart with the elbow, and no wonder Tyler got annoyed with him. Sensible refereeing, I think. It definitely was a case of one player being fouled and then lashing out in anger at the other. And the referee has decided that a good telling off is sufficient. What a shame more referees don't take that approach. Pearce. Good ball down the line to Nigel Clough. Now Gemmell. Looking for Keane in the centre. He took it superbly on the chest. And that's the end of an entertaining first half at the City Ground. Nottingham Forest got the perfect start, but Gary Lineker made sure that Nigel Clough's 11th minute goal was cancelled out. Clough's goal scored with the aid of a hefty deflection from Stewart. Lineker's was all of his own making, with a little bit of help from Gordon Jury. Excellent first half. The half-time score, Nottingham Forest 1, Tottenham Hotspur 1. Well, if the Forest players have read their match programme as they get the second half underway, they'll know that Spurs have a very good record here in recent seasons. They've won on their last 3 visits to the City Ground and 5 times in their last 7. And they survived that early assault on their goal at 1-1 here at the start of the second half. Chettle. Good run by the big centre-back. Charles available, and so was Crosby on the right, and his cross right across the Tottenham goal mouth, and they were a bit lucky to survive that one too. Lineker taken off him by Gemmell. Clough finding Sheringham, but again Spurs strong. Lineker, that's a good looking ball for Jury, dropped in between the 2 central defenders. And got a lucky bounce then for Forest, really. Not for Jury. Oh, what a shame from Forest's point of view. He wasn't more accurate with the pass. That wasn't a bad pass forward to Lineker. Jury's arriving in support. Lineker tries to go alone. Tyler was having none of that. And this 21-year-old has settled into the side as though he's been here years. Crosby. Charles. Clough. Making room beautifully, great skill, pull back to Sheringham! The crowd thought that had gone in for a moment. Teddy Sheringham knew it hadn't. But Nigel Clough showed a remarkably cool piece of thinking and skill to engineer the opening. To have this kind of ability in a tight situation with a defender right behind you. Look at that. Completely fooled him, pulled it back beautifully for Sheringham, the side foot into the side net. Sheringham would be disappointed with that. But he's on the chase again here with Bergson, who headed it clear under pressure. This is Keane. Oh, lovely skill again by Keane as well. And he's gone down. The referee was well placed and says no penalty. Mr. Callow couldn't have had a better view than that. From where he was standing, he was not obstructed by any players. And as Keane fell, I think he did do just that. It's a very evenly balanced game, this, and very evenly poised as well. Hard to say which team is likely to gain the upper hand at the moment. Here's Keane trying to gain it for Forest. Crosby needs a bit of magic here, and he couldn't provide it. Vandenhouwe's clearance. Forest have the throw. Jemson's done well. Keane. Still Keane. Well saved by the teenager. And Ian Walker has looked good. The only two times in the game he's really had to. Keane was so determined to have the shot here, he virtually took it off his own player's toe as Sheringham came in. Hit it well along the ground, well anticipated by Walker. Forest flowing forward again, though. Crosby. Not clear by Mabbott. Stewart. Naeem. Lineker on the left. Vandenhouwe. The target was Jury. Chettle didn't give him any room at all. Charles with a curious back pass, to put it mildly. I always think his manager will be angry with him for that one, because he could have even just knocked it out for a throw-in, really. He tried to knock it back to goalkeeper Crossley and has given away a needless corner. Howells didn't quite reach it. Chettle got there first. Crosby away. Clough with a beautiful layoff to Keane. A lot of players forward here, Forest. Jemson's one of them. Sheringham another. Clough inside the penalty area. It comes back to Jemson. And now to Gemmell. Well, young Scott Gemmell has never scored a first-team goal for Nottingham Forest. The 21-year-old son of the coach, Archie Gemmell, who made his debut last season. Very close this time. Very deliberate, right foot shot, just wide. And now Spurs, in Forest fashion, break dangerously with Naeem. And he's done well here, Naeem. Jury. Only Lineker in the box at the moment for Spurs. Jury going it alone. Oh, a superb goal by Gordon Jury. A brilliant finish. And Spurs' new strike force have got a goal each again. Jury with the confidence of a player in form to take on Chettle and hit the ball into the corner of the net that Crossley had just left unguarded. He had to do that, really. Only Lineker was forward. Look at all the red jerseys. Only Lineker for Spurs. He went alone, and what a great decision it was. Well, although they won't have appreciated, Spurs' goal was typical Forest, really, the way they counter-attack with pace. Jemson. They're backing away, inviting the shot, and he didn't let them down. And the young goalkeeper furious with his defenders for allowing Nigel Jemson that kind of room. And I think he's right. And good for him that he's not afraid to tell these more experienced players in front of him. Charles gets it ahead of Lineker, but it'll go out for a Spurs throw and gain them a little bit more valuable time. Pearce. Clough beaten. Bergson. Lineker straight back to Gudni Bergson. He's in the clear here if he's calm. And he was. And a mistake by Crossley sees the ball creep over the line. And Tottenham have won it now. Peter Shreves, Ray Clements and the goal scorer Gudni Bergson celebrate. With only 3 minutes to go, Crossley's misery means that Spurs have got the 3 points. No doubt about it. The Icelandic international breaking from a deep position. A lovely ball to find him. Where were the Forest defenders? Well, certainly Crossley would be very disappointed that the ball crept in. It's only the second time Gudni Bergson has ever scored in a first-team match for Tottenham. And it's a goal that has settled the issue here beyond any doubt. Forest have got to keep playing, but they know that it's a hopeless cause now. We're into time being added, and they're now 2 goals adrift, having, of course, been in front from as early as the 11th minute of this game. Foul by Stewart on Keane. Pearce obviously said something then and is shown the red card. What an astonishing incident. Stuart Pearce has been sent off, and that's taken the whole ground by shock. The England captain has been dismissed. It can only have been for something he said to referee Vic Callow. An amazing incident. It was while Roy Keane was down on the ground being treated for the injury from Stewart's tackle that Pearce obviously said something and is dismissed dramatically in the final seconds of the game here. As Walker makes the save, that incident stunned everyone. Nottingham Forest's miserable night is complete now. Their captain Pearce sent off, down to 10 men. There's the final whistle. They've lost 3-1. What a lucky ground this is for Tottenham. For the 4th successive season and the 6th time in the last 8 seasons, Tottenham have beaten Nottingham Forest at the City Ground. Lineker, Jury and Bergson getting the goals to cancel out the early strike by Clough, deflected in by Stewart. Clough, the manager, a very unhappy man, and the game ended on a controversial note for Forest, with Pearce dismissed in the last few seconds. The final score, Nottingham Forest 1, Tottenham Hotspur 3.
Brian, Stuart Pearce was sent off for foul and abusive language. What are your comments about that?
There's no excuse at all. As an England player and as captain of this club, it was ironic that we just received an award before the match for the best behaved club in the country. No excuse whatsoever.
Now, it's the same referee that sent Paul Gascoigne off for the same thing on New Year's Day.
I wish I'd been the referee in the cup final then.
What are you going to do about Stuart? Because he's your captain. I mean, you always take action when these things happen.
He used a word which wasn't acceptable to the referee. It's very, very difficult sometimes because you say, you know, certain things. It wasn't directed at the referee, and I would have thought in the 89th minute with a player down on the floor, tackled from behind, I'd have thought the referee might have had his mind on other matters.
That's interesting. I mean, we're all assuming it was at the referee. Who was it aimed at? One of your players?
Well, I'm not sure.
Right, but it wasn't aimed at the referee.
He did swear, Stuart Pearce.
But not at the referee, as far as
Well,
you know.
I don't think so.
No. It was stupid to do it in the last minute, wasn't it? Stupid to do it anyway, but with a few seconds to go.
Well, there's no excuse for it. It's as simple as that. And I don't take it on board to criticise referees. I never have, and I never will. What they do, they do. What they do, we accept, and we take the consequences. And I didn't think, Gary, excuse me, I thought you were going to butt in then.
No, I was just taking a breath
lovely.
of air.
Thank you.
I was going to butt in, sorry.
I didn't think we could have, or we should have lost 3-1. I think we played better than the score suggests.
Indeed, they played so well on Saturday against Notts County, didn't they? Well, coming up next, we have the further thoughts of the Forest manager, Brian Clough, on the challenges of the new seasons. It's an exclusive interview with Central Sports Special's Jimmy Greaves. That plus more top football action after the break. Welcome back to Central Sports Special. We've seen Brian Clough's team in action. Now the Maestro's ready for another match. Jimmy Greaves went to the Forest ground early this week for this exclusive interview.
I set my stall out to try and win the league because I think it's going to be that tight. Any one of 6 or 7 sides could win it. It'll depend on injuries. It's an old manager's cliche, but it's perfectly true. But the top managers have strengthened the squads to such an extent that we're in progress of having, I would say, the best season for 10, 15 years.
Do you fancy your chances then?
Well, I'm not saying we, I'm saying the Football League in that respect. Yes, because apart from George at Arsenal, we've all signed good players, we think, and it's an exciting time in football. The gates are good, the players are good, the managers are hanging on by the fingernails, just like I am, and so on and so on and so on.
You say you signed good players, but there's been a lot of money spent this year, Brian.
There has, I know, but there's only been money spent, I assume, that's in the game. Because I couldn't spend threepence unless I had it. I bought a young lad, a second division player, and I valued your comments talking about him, actually, because it's good. Opinion makes the world go round. And certainly football.
This is Carl Tyler.
Yes.
You think he's a good prospect?
Oh.